Call of Duty Ghosts wasn't everyone's favorite, but they did have Extinction, which is surprisingly pretty hard. And today we're attempting an achievement unlike any other. At first, I really wanted to attempt the always hard achievement, forcing us on the hardest difficulty with a relic active to make it worse. But that just wasn't enough for me. I needed something more, something harder. So today we're attempting the always harder achievement, which I totally made up. Instead of only doing one map, we're attempting to beat all 5 maps on hardcore difficulty with 5 different relics. And if you don't know what relics are, they're difficulty multipliers. Our story picks up during the campaign of Call of Duty Ghosts. Pretty weird, right? After the Federation takes control of the Odin space station, a stray rocket hits the volcanic side of Caldera Peak, Colorado. This revealed the cryptid colony that was hidden underneath, and the alien-like creatures began destroying the town at this point of contact. But help was on the way. This map on hardcore is apparently the hardest of the 5, but we'll have to see for ourselves. That was done. That just downed me? That's a joke. Yeah, they're probably right. To beat this map, you have to clear 3 different areas, arm a nuke, and then run for your life. So, pretty simple stuff, but extremely difficult. On our first attempt, we tried to use the pistol-only relic, which was going pretty well until we got to the second area. Dude. Rude. I just died, bro. Okay, I don't know if pistol is the way to go. So after reconvening and thinking about our approach, we decided to use the no machines relic instead. So no vultures to protect us and no Trinity rockets to drop. I also forgot to mention this, but there's actually no way to save progress on these maps, so every map must be completed in one sitting. As soon as we get dropped off, we need to clear out 4 hives before moving to the next 2 areas. The first hive is always pretty easy, and here we also learn something important.
Yeah, can I even run past this? Oh, I can't until you... Okay, don't take any damage. Don't take any damage. Easy. And do anything else.
Every single time that you start a new hive, there's a skill challenge you can complete for a skill point. These give you stronger abilities like weapon damage, shield health, or even longer vulture time. In hardcore difficulty, the challenges are the only way to get skill points, which are crucial to success. Usually these aren't too bad unless you get the accuracy challenge, and those ones are awful. After we completed the first hive, things were going pretty well, because... well, it was the easiest part. The only enemies you really face are scouts, which are basically pawns in the game. As we started the next hive, we were met with a new enemy called a hunter. These are bigger versions of the scouts, and they do a ton of damage if you're not careful. As we completed the second hive, we used another skill point to increase our ammo drops. Once we started our third hive, things began to get a little difficult. We then got a challenge that required us to keep our shot accuracy above 75%.
It's easy to keep the accuracy up when you have a shotgun because you can just straight up pull the trigger. And I missed the first shot, obviously.
We were also introduced to the Seeker aliens here, which are basically walking landmines. They like to get really close, blow up, and deal a massive amount of damage to your health bar. But once we cleared this hive and got to the next one, we were introduced to the Scorpions, which are so much worse. They shoot acid from their tails that blinds you and does a lot of damage. These enemies ruined at least 2 runs I know for sure when I was trying to complete this map. Once we finished the third hive, we still had 1 more to destroy before the chopper would come in and help us with the last one. This hive was a little difficult for 2 reasons. The skill point challenge was to take out 15 aliens prone, which makes you incredibly vulnerable, but it did take me back.
We're gonna be drop-shotting people left and right, baby. Back to the Call of Duty days.
The second reason was having to deal with the Scorpions running around as you're getting attacked by the Seekers and Scouts at the same time. After a few close calls with the drill and my health bar, we finished this hive and upgraded our weapon specialist, but the next tier we would need to save for is to reload faster, which costs 2 skill points. After we finished the first wave of hives, there was 1 more remaining. We would need help from an assisting chopper. Thankfully, the challenge on this one is just to protect the chopper, which isn't very hard at all.
Once I get that the reload, I think I'll be a lot better.
Once Once we finished the chopper section, we realized we weren't able to carry any more money, which is a problem I've never had before. We also got another self-revive and moved on to the next area. As we moved deeper into the small town, we began to notice things probably won't be getting better for this place. After finishing the first hive, we moved to the second one, which was going pretty well. The only real difficult part here is dealing with the scorpions above you or the seekers that come from behind. After pretty much hiding in the corner the whole time, we finished the hive and moved to the third one, where we almost sabotaged ourselves.
Oh, shot accuracy. Dang it. This is where it's tough, man. This is where we need to turn these on for sure. Oh, I don't know why I did that. I don't know why I tried to do that. I'm just saying the movement is perfect right now. The movement is perfect right now, guys. 50% more damage, and we are in the clear, I think.
Once we finished this third hive, we were able to fully upgrade our weapon damage by 50%. This would lead us to another hive that the chopper would need to defend. The toughest part about this one was keeping the scorpions off of the chopper, because if you don't, he flies away for a couple minutes and then you have to wait for them to come back. This part was actually really stressful. Despite a slight scare with the remaining cryptids, this run ended pretty well.
It's almost there, dude. Just stay alive. Let's go. Oh, that was close. Did we just get another revive because of that?
With 3 revives going into the last area, we felt pretty confident. Just before we were about to make the move to the next area, we made a massive mistake.
Okay. Oh my gosh, I thought I could... Oh, no, it's just with that one. Why did I do that? That makes me so mad. I can't believe I did that. I just choked. I think I just choked. I think I just jacked it all up.
After a broken heart from bad decisions, we met a new enemy as well, the Rhino. These creatures are incredibly tough, hence the name, and at this point they've already ruined a couple attempts for us. But surprisingly, the Bulldog didn't disappoint us.
Well, it was easy to kill that guy. It's just like...
The first hive, as usual, was incredibly easy, and we moved on to the next one pretty fast. As we moved to the second hive, we only needed to spend $6,000 for the skill challenge, but when you're broke, that can be an issue.
There we go. We could use that. Not enough money? Typical. Story of my life, bro.
Not to mention, this is the hardest of the 4 hives in this area. The location is awful, and it makes the challenge even more difficult to accomplish because of the enemies that close in on you from every single side. But as we got backed into a corner, we were closing in on the end of the hive and only had $750 left to spend for the skill
like
point
400
challenge.
Something more. We're gonna repair this. We can get some extra cash. Oh, it's gonna be close, dude. If I can get a... Oh, no, dude. That would have been so helpful. I'm running, bro. Literally, if I could have got one more kill, bro, we would have had him.
With another failed skill challenge, we were getting pretty nervous moving forward, but surprisingly, the next hive in the barn actually wasn't that bad since we found a hypno knife.
He's one of those guys. He's going to be right here. Boom, got him. Easy. He's on my team now. How about that, nerds?
Hypno-knifing the scorpions actually helped us a ton here. The only difficult part about the barn was actually how long it lasted. I swear the drill took like 15 to 20 minutes just for this part alone.
Let's go, baby. Holy moly. Got the skill point. That's clutch. Okay, where are we going to put it, though, is the question. I think we
used our skill point for a heavier ammo drop and then moved ahead to the next hive, which we got a pretty easy challenge for most people. But for me, it was extremely challenging. We're supposed to find and kill a leper in 30 seconds, which is basically a cryptid that runs away from you.
This last part's going to be really tough. That's the thing. Find and kill the leper? Oh, gosh. Where's the leper? Is that him? No. Where's the leper, bro? Where is the leper? He's not gonna be chasing me, that's for sure. I can't find him. That makes me so mad, bro. Oh, that makes me so freaking mad.
Although we finished the last hive pretty easily, we did miss another skill challenge and had limited ammo going into the boss fight. Thankfully, we still had 3 self-revives to work with, so we felt good but nervous at the same time. We were thinking about a lot here because I had plenty of attempts end right at this moment. And the worst part about this hive was, well, literally everything. You face off against every single enemy in the entire map. Scorpions, seekers, hunters, and rhinos all coming from all different directions, trying to keep you from arming the nuke. As we were about to start the hive, we had to talk to ourselves because if you don't believe in yourself, who will, right?
Oh my goodness, last one. Last one, dude. Last one. If we make it through this one, then we just gotta run away. All we gotta do is run away after this.
As we started the hive, our main focus was to keep the scorpions off our back, because usually they hide up in this little tree area and shoot you from a distance, and it's really easy to forget about them. As we kept on taking down enemies for what seemed like hours, this happened.
Don't kill me, please 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 don't kill me, oh my gosh! That killed me? That's so dumb, bro.
With only 2 more self-revives to work with, we had some cushion, but we still felt pretty nervous. We used a lot more shields and tried to remember to watch the drill too, because that can also ruin the attempt. As we made it to the halfway point, the cryptid sent in a rhino to attack us, but this time, we were ready.
We're halfway.
After repairing the drill, we were closing in on the very last bit of this hive, but our mission wasn't over yet and we wouldn't be going down without a victory today. We let the scorpions in the trees have as much firepower as possible before we finally finished the last hive and slapped the starting sequence of the nuke.
This is it right here. Where's it at? Start the countdown. I'm freaking out of here, boys. I am out of here.
And now there was only one thing left to do. Run. We ran like the wind, trying to get back to the chopper as quickly as possible. We took down some scorpions and another rhino on the way before moving into the town. After clearing them, another rhino spawns, and then we had to take down him before getting to the chopper.
Gosh, no. Yes, dude. Come on. Get me out of here, dude. Oh my gosh, it's right there. Come on. We're so close. Get out of here, dude. Dude, move the thing. It's time to go.
Once we cleared the last rhino, the meteor sank into the earth and we ran for our lives.
Oh my gosh, run. 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 We're right there. Oh, don't kill me. Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me. No. I'm getting out of here. I'm out, bro. I am out. Get away. Oh my gosh, we're about to do it. Oh my gosh. Let's freaking go. Let's go, baby. Woo! Number 1. In the grave, baby. Job number 1 is done. We're on to job number 2.
This map was pretty challenging, but nothing could prepare us for what was about to happen in map number 2, Nightfall. A friendly scientist, Samantha Cross, released the facility's location and we were on our way to capture Archer and hopefully not detonate a nuke this time. This map would be a lot harder already for one big reason. Created by David Archer and a lot of scientists, the Breeder, well, creates more cryptids. With new enemies and the Breeder to fight, this attempt was going to be insane. Similar to Point of Contact, this map has 3 different areas you have to clear. The only difference here is the boss fight at the very end. We also had the less cash relic, which means you hold less cash and you earn less cash when you take down enemies. As usual, the first few hives aren't too bad, although if you're not paying attention like I was a few times, they can ruin the attempt before it even starts.
Dude, what do you even do with that? Oh my gosh, what?
The next attempt was starting out a lot better, but what we would need to watch out for is the scorpions. Here, they like to hide on this cliff and shoot their acid fog at you at the same time. The next couple hives, we went pretty smoothly since we found a hypno knife to change a cryptid to our side again, and even got some relatively easy challenges along the way to boost our upgrades. As we moved to the last 2 hives, things started to get a lot harder. It was also at this hive we met another new enemy David Archer created in the lab, the Phantom. These cryptids disappear for a short period of time and then take a ton of damage to take down. While the first one wasn't too bad, later on is when it gets a lot worse. Just before you move to the next area, you have to face off against the breeder for the first time. While it's pretty simple and easy, the skill point is doing it in under 2 minutes, which can be pretty brutal if you're a terrible shot. If you don't take the breeder out fast enough, he shoots cryptid eggs out that spawn in to attack you at the same time.
Let's go. Oh, that was so easy. Killed him before those guys even.
As you can tell, we were pretty locked in, but once we moved into the next areas where things got a lot crazier. We started the next hive underneath the staircase and finished the skill challenge pretty quickly to get the upgrade, or as I like to say,
5. Let's go. Now damage is maximum. Maximum damage. It's over.
now that we had the max damage, we could focus on the armor and ammo upgrades moving forward. We also had to keep track of our cash flow the whole time because we could only hold $3,000 and needed to spend it as quickly as we made it. Moving into the next area, there's a good chance a rhino spawns here or a band of scorpions inside this container. And not to mention when you get a challenge like this, it makes it a lot harder.
Bro, that was so stupid. Where's the circle? Of course, it's right here.
The fire traps here were our best friend because they take out a lot of the enemies and you just have to watch your back. We were closing in on the last couple kills for the challenge, then a rhino appeared.
Of course, it's a freaking rhino, bro. That's all I needed to do was that right there. Where's the rhino at? Where's he at?
Thankfully, we had the ammo upgrade here, which made it a lot easier to deal with the rhino. But once we got to the final two hives of this area, things started to get really dicey. The location of this hive is a pretty hard spot to defend and to keep the drill alive at the same time. And a lot of our attempts went south really fast. No, dude. Oh my. This area alone ruined multiple attempts just because of the scorpions on top of the building. So on this one we tried to stay undercover as much as possible while taking out the cryptids in the process. I'm not gonna lie, this hive was really long. It felt like an eternity fighting through the rhinos and multiple other alien cryptids. As long as you stayed away from most of the scorpions, you're pretty much safe the entire time. After clearing this hive, Samantha Cross comes over the comms channel who we thought was dead due to her disagreements with Archer's experiments.
This is Samantha Cross. Your commander is wrong. I'm not dead. Not yet, anyway. I'm at the research lab. Those creatures are everywhere. Please hurry.
After hearing her out, we made it to the next hive before entering the facility. This is another hive that destroyed plenty of my runs on this map alone. We focused on the challenge right here and we're about to lose the drill. Not to mention when the rhino spawns in, it makes things a lot more stressful.
Oh my word, bro.
The drill health is too low! We're gonna lose the drill! Heavy armor hostile!
After taking down the rhino, we thought the rest of this one wasn't too bad. That is until my webcam light turned off to increase the stakes.
The lights are going off. What's happening? It's scaring me.
Gotta fix the light. Oh my gosh.
Thank the Lord for the trophy.
Thankfully, the end of the hive was pretty close and we fixed the webcam light and moved inside to the last area before the boss fight. As we made it inside the facility, there was 4 more hives to take down before the boss fight, and these were the most difficult. The only reason we started this hive first is because usually those are the easiest and to get the special weapon called the Venom X. As per usual, the first hive isn't too bad, despite having a couple close calls with some scorpions.
What's funny is the safest spot is like right in the middle.
We picked up the Venom X and we felt a lot better moving ahead. The Venom X was literally our saving grace in this area, and we found a hypno knife to use, so we felt really good. And although the challenge was really difficult on this one, we got the skill point, but it made me a bit overconfident.
I think we're gonna wait. We're gonna put some shield down. Are you kidding? How did it not?
Now we only had 2 self-revives to work with moving ahead, and honestly, that was not good. We finally moved upstairs to another hive that's pretty much open everywhere, and it makes it really challenging to stay alive when the scorpions are shooting you from every direction. We also got an insane challenge on this part, which I only had 1 response to.
Shield. Yeah, that's not gonna be possible. I'm gonna try though.
We ended up with enough cash to pull out a vulture, which also helped us a ton while we repaired the drill. And although we had some insanely close calls with the drill right here, we actually made it happen and by some miracle got the skill point. The next hive we would have to complete is probably the most stressful hive in this entire mission. I would put it up there with point of contact at the very end. Not only are you put in a corner, but you're also attacked from multiple sides with a lot of rhinos, seekers, and obviously the scorpions. And the drill gets absolutely murdered right here. We tried our best to use the Venom X and the infinite ammo upgrade whenever possible, but we had an extremely close call with some seekers and a rhino in the process.
Hostiles on the drill!
After running away like a scared little girl and spraying and praying, we finally made it to the very end of this hive. All we had to do now was finish one more hive before going to the boss fight, and this one was actually really easy because you can run away and use the Venom X from a distance. Once we finished this hive, we were going into the boss fight with the breeder. As we made it outside, David Archer is abandoning the facility as you're attacked. This boss fight was the most stressful experience so far. Having 2 self-revives made us feel a little bit better, but nervous nonetheless. It shoots needle-like projectiles and also sends enough cryptids to take out a small army, which we found out on multiple attempts.
That was really stupid.
If this wasn't enough, he's also really good at keeping you pinned down to one area so you die immediately.
You've got to be kidding me, bro.
Are you freaking joking? Oh my gosh, that's so annoying. So with all those previous attempts and all the anger we had built up, we were going in with one mission and one mission only. Take the monster down. And thankfully, this attempt we actually had a plan going in.
I think the key here is just to keep running.
So we ran like the wind for like 20 minutes. We would have been able to take the beast down pretty quickly, but we had 0 ammo in our Venom X weapon. As we continued running around, we were trying to shoot him in the face as much as possible, because that's the only weak spot. Once the beast fell down, we shot him in the stomach as much as possible. And then we finally found some Venom X ammo that was going to be extremely helpful moving forward. Once we got the health down to 50%, he sent in the grunts to do the work. And when I say grunts, I mean 3 rhinos. Thankfully, the Venom X made it a lot easier to deal with the rhinos, but after that, the breeder came down and things got ugly. With only 1 more revive remaining, I was not as calm, cool, and collected as I once was. As we tried to run away, we got stuck in a corner and then torn to pieces like a can of Swiss cheese. With no revives remaining, our backs were literally against the wall. Then the breeder straight up healed himself somehow. I'm not gonna lie, it felt like a David versus Goliath moment, and only time would tell who would win today. We kept running around the map, waiting for the Venom pods to drop so we could pick up some Venom X ammo. Anytime we got enough ammo, we laid into the beast with as much firepower as possible. And I'm not gonna lie, this boss fight went on for like 20 minutes straight. But after those long 20 minutes and multiple attempts at this map, we finally had one going our way.
No way, bro. No way. We're not dying like this. We're not dying like this. How is he still alive? I don't understand, bro. I don't get it. There's no way this guy should be alive. Thank you. No way.
Did we just freaking do it? Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. Come on, baby. Come on. Let's freaking go. Oh my gosh. Yes. Oh. Finally. This map took a lot out of me, I'm not gonna lie, but the journey was far from over. With the breeder neutralized and Archer and Cross on the run, we had a new mission moving into the next map. Mayday.
400 hours, 26 days after the Nightfall program termination. Rapid response team. Reaction force. Whatever.
On this map, we used a relic that made us extremely slow, so with the speed of a sloth, we were ready to take on anything that came at us. More new enemies, a literal kraken, and an insane holdout objective made this map extremely challenging. The mission was basically the same: capture David Archer and Samantha Cross before anything else went wrong. Once we got aboard the ship, the first few hives to take down are pretty easy, and we even got some simple skills challenges as well. We also found some schematics, which are basically easy ways to build grenades or even a Venom X variant. After we got done with the first couple highs, we looked around and found an ARX, but as we started opening the door to the next area, we stumbled across a new cryptid enemy, the Cedar. These enemies are extremely small, but super strong, and they also spit little cedar turrets that take you down in a matter of seconds. After our laser drill got the door open, we moved into the next room and felt pretty good about this attempt so far. That is until we started the next hive and a tentacle burst through the garage door. The skill challenge right here is pretty easy if you've got a couple people, but remember, we're doing this alone, so it was kind of stressful for us, but using the ammo upgrade helped a lot. We fought off the tentacle of this massive beast and slowly defended the drill without too much issue. Surprisingly enough, things were going pretty smoothly on this run in particular. We also had 2 self-revives to work with, so we felt pretty comfortable, which, if you don't know, that's the worst thing you can be.
We're locked in right now.
Once we made it to the next main area, we took some time to prepare ourselves for the next few waves. We got into a couple rooms, built a Venom X, but it was the wrong variation of it, the Venom LX.
What is that?
What does this one do? With no more parts, we were forced to keep it, and after using it on the first hive in this area, it actually was pretty useful. But as we made it to the next hive and faced a rhino, this would be the real test.
There we go. That's what we need to test it on, is one of these guys. Honestly, pretty helpful.
After the Rhino test, we felt confident with the Venom X, but remember when I said being comfortable was the worst thing you could be? Well, I wasn't kidding.
Okay, that was stupid. What was I doing, man?
Just when we got comfortable, the cedar turrets took us out faster than a lion hunting a wounded gazelle. We lost our first self-revive and only had 1 more remaining, so we would need to play a lot smarter. After being revived, we would need to put the drill on this little machine to take it inside. This part was super stressful because there's actually no way to repair the drill, and the challenge you get is usually related to the drill health. But somehow, on this particular run, we were blessed with an extremely easy challenge.
Easy.
As long as the drill didn't die, we were pretty much okay. We watched from a distance, collected the challenge, and fully upgraded our weapon damage moving ahead. Surprisingly, this hive went pretty smoothly, and now all we had to do was open up a door to get to the top side of the ship. For the most part, this area isn't too bad if you stay on top of the staircase, but the cedar spores always gave me some anxiety. Those guys are literally the worst on this map. Once we get the door open and activate the crane, David Archer comes over the intercom stating he can't be killed due to having the only map to the cryptid colonies. Inside his head.
Except the one in here. Tell Godfather I'm prepared to accept his offer. But first I'll need the item we discussed. There's a token of good faith. I just want the head, right? Do what you like with the rest of her, but bring back that pretty red head in one piece.
Now with the only map to the cryptid colony, we are forced to obey Archer's commands to take out Samantha Cross and deliver her for the location. As we get topside, we're moving into the harder parts of this map. Speaking of those hives, the first one isn't too difficult if you stay shielded up. The main enemies you have to take down are the cedars because they do the most damage. And I'm not gonna lie, I already failed multiple times just from these guys alone. Once we finish this hive, the next one is extremely difficult because you see just about every enemy in the book. Rhinos, phantoms, cedars, and more are all attacking you on this this deck. Our only saving grace was the Tesla trap and the electric traps on each corner. As long as you keep these on while the drill works, most of the smaller enemies aren't too challenging, but the bigger enemies are the ones you have to worry about. And we found out in the most unfortunate way.
Yeah, this guy. Oh, I can't believe I went down, dude. That makes me so mad.
After losing our last self-revive, I considered chalking the entire attempt, but something told me to keep going. Thankfully, we would get another self-revive after we cleared this hive, but we couldn't make any more mistakes moving ahead. With 3 more hives to complete, we moved into the lab where Samantha Cross was being held, and her brain was hooked up to a machine because she was somehow connected to the cryptid species, which is the whole reason why David Archer wanted her, in hopes to control the cryptids and use them as a weapon. But before we could take her out, we would need to take out the hives first. Like I said, this area is really challenging just because you're going to see every enemy in the book and a ton of cedars. On the first hive, we really just hid in this little garage area and pulled out a vulture to protect us while we prepared the drill. After clearing the first hive, we moved to the next one and pretty much just stayed on the catwalk and shot down from above. These 2 hives really weren't too bad for the most part because we had the Venom X and a vulture to work with. However, after clearing the 2 hives, Archer comes over the comms and reveals that Samantha Cross is controlling the cryptids herself to protect her. I mean, this story just gets crazier and crazier. The last hive we had to clear had the prone skill challenge, which was absolutely awful. It really stressed me out to finish this one, but we did finish it without going down. Then we got surrounded. Thankfully, we had a sticky pipe bomb to use, which kept the cryptids away from me.
We've got hostiles attacking the drill!
That's stupid.
Well, I guess not all of them. Apparently the pipe bombs don't work on rhinos. With 0 revives going into the boss fight, I did not feel comfortable. But believe it or not, that's the best place you can be. And more importantly, we had come too far and spent way too much time to quit now. After we finished the last drill, we were moving on to a holdout section. This part is arguably the hardest in the entire map. In short, you have to flood a room with chlorine gas to take out Samantha Cross, but that's not the issue. What makes this difficult is defending the 4 valves from the cryptids in the process. If all 4 valves go down, you fail the mission, which happened quite a few times for us. As soon as we got started, we loaded down with the Venom X, which was working until we got attacked by a ton of cedars. Thankfully, the valves were still okay.
Lower pipes are under attack. Sticky flare out!
Well, that sucks. We threw a sticky flare and called in a vulture to help, but before we knew it, we lost 2 valves and cedars were everywhere. So we protected the last 2 like our lives depended on it, and just as we were about to lose them, Samantha Cross screamed and disappeared.
Yes, we did it. I think we did it.
The lower pipes are under attack.
Oh my god.
After finishing the holdout section, we were able to breathe a little bit, but that was just the beginning. We make it outside and waiting to be rescued, a freaking kraken appears.
Oh gosh, here we go, dude.
I hadn't even made it to this part except one other time, and that didn't turn out too well. But from what I saw on the internet, using the turrets are the best move. So we loaded up some miniguns and laid into this giant monster of the deep. The main thing that sucked here was that he smacks the deck and does damage to you with no way to defend yourself. Not only that, as you keep firing as much as possible, he launches an EMP before swimming to the other side. As a baller on a budget, we had to save as much cash as possible. So the main focus was staying alive first, no matter how long the boss fight took. And it felt like an eternity, because it took a long time to have enough cash to buy the turrets to use. We really just kept the same process of using the turret, defending ourselves against the cryptids, and throwing down shields and ammo when we had the money. For what seemed like an hour, after a long 10 minutes of this insanely stressful experience, the Kraken was just about finished. Then this happened.
What turret is reloading? Are you joking? How can a turret freaking reload, bro?
And I think the scariest part of this boss fight is trying to defend yourself against the cryptids while trying to take on the boss at the exact same time. We probably could have finished this boss fight a lot quicker, but I was honestly really afraid the cryptids were going to take me out in the process. After the longest 10 minutes of my entire life, the beast finally had enough. Saved my life. Come on.
Let's freaking go, baby. Let's freaking go, baby. Let's go, baby. Come on.
Let's freaking go, baby. Yes. Yes.
dude.
We conquered the sea beast, but Samantha Cross and David Archer were both gone. This would push us into the enemy's home turf with a new relic and a new objective. This map was one of my favorites for plenty of reasons. You're literally in the cryptid colony, jump in different gravity, and there's a sweet attachment for your weapons to make life a whole lot easier. I was pretty pumped to start this map, and we had a new relic to choose.
Limited ammo is gonna be our go-to.
With limited ammo, there's a significant decrease in how much ammo you pick up from ammo drops, so we would be spending a lot of money. Instead of drilling hives in this map, you would be scanning rocks and destroying them to get to the other areas. The objective was to find a Cortex thing in the Ark so we could use it to save the world. We started scanning the first of 5 obelisks in the area and got a pretty easy challenge. Then these plant things popped up. Getting too close to these things makes them pass gas and really clouds your judgment with the smell. So after holding our breath, we cleared out the first rock and looked for some scavenging boxes around the area, but when you check these areas, they're defended.
We do have the Ark. Okay, good deal.
This guy is called a mammoth, which is basically a rhino, but he spawns in other cryptids, and he's blue. These guys are incredibly tough, and he chased us around the map for what seemed like an eternity, and it didn't end very well.
Oh my gosh.
It's emerging!
Ah! Dude, there's no way I'm already down. And how is this guy not dead? I'm about to die right here, bro.
After mourning our death for a few seconds, we finally took down the mammoth, and then we used our handy-dandy locker key to get us a customized weapon. After the mishap with the mammoth, we needed some heavy firepower, and that's when we found the Ark attachment. Having this attachment is like pack-a-punching your weapon in Call of Duty Zombies. We also searched around the area for some sticky grenade parts for later on, and if there's anything I've learned about reading my Bible, it's that God cares a lot about planning. The Ark attachment helped us a ton right here, especially when we faced 2 new enemies. Bombers, which are basically kamikazes, and gargoyles, which are kind of like how you'd imagine. They fly, attack you, and shoot needles at you. I did say kind of, right? As long as you stay hidden away from them, they're pretty much safe, but that can be pretty challenging if you're me. As we cleared the 3 hives in this area, we were in a good spot with our weapon damage as we started phase 2, destroying rocks. In order to get to the next area, we have to destroy the rocks to break the force field to this gate. The only annoying part about the griffin sections is how long they really take. While operating the griffin, you're completely safe. The griffin, however, is not.
Dang it. I hate that. This part is really tough because of that. Like that they take out that Vanguard thing so quickly.
So it took quite a while. After taking down the rocks, we moved deeper into the cryptid colony, and I'm not gonna lie, this place is wild. They did a really good job on this map, and it's super cool looking. The tunnels and tight areas in this portion of the map are brutal. If it's not the scorpions, it's a mammoth or a rhino in the caves. As we pushed ahead, we cleared the first obelisk and the challenge as well, and our damage abilities were fully upgraded. Moving to the next one, we got a skill challenge to take out cryptids while jumping, which is a lot harder than it looks.
Yeah, that was annoying. That was just stupid, bro, if I'm being real.
Unfortunately, we didn't get our skill challenge, and being the only way to upgrade any abilities you have, the challenges are extremely stressful. But as we moved ahead, the next challenge was a lot easier.
1, 2, 3. That was 3, I'm just saying.
This rock wasn't too bad because we found a sweet little ledge to stand on and rain down fire from above, but the other 2 rocks remaining would be a lot tougher. As we were closing in on the challenge here, things got a little spooky for us.
Enemy down!
No, I can't die here, can't die here, can't die here.
Hunter's inbound!
If it hadn't been for the Venom X grenades and the riot shield on our back, I don't know if we would have survived here. We moved on to the last obelisk before the Griffin section and defended it with our lives from this little corner. We also had the Venom X super weapon to work with here, which helped us a ton. We tried to focus on the bigger enemies, and surprisingly enough, we didn't really have any close calls in this one. Once again, we were back to phase 2 in this area and had to destroy all the rocks again. If we weren't already completely safe while using the Griffin, this part would be incredibly difficult. Thankfully, it's not. As we started taking down some of the rocks, we took out a gargoyle as well, and then we had an achievement pop that we weren't expecting.
Take that guy out. Oh my gosh, dude. What achievement is that? Dogfight. 0.4% of people have unlocked this. Kill a Are you kidding? That's an achievement? Come on, bro. Come on.
After taking down the remaining obelisk, we moved ahead to the next area. As we moved past the gate, we came to the next obelisk, but this time there was only 3. And they're huge.
This area is going to be tough.
Control towers taller than the other obelisks. They extend a bridge that leads into the Ark.
We would need to decode these rocks in order to get inside the Ark structure to secure the Cortex. But just when we got to the area, we looked around to scavenge some items and the worst thing happened.
Holy moly! Oh! Oh! That was terrifying. Oh my gosh, that was really scary. I thought I just lost the game. Holy moly, that was so terrifying. My goodness gracious.
At first when this happened, I thought the game just bugged out for us, but when I went back to edit this video, I saw that it took one of our precious self-revives, and I had no idea. But in the moment, I was just glad the mission didn't end completely, because we were about an hour in on this point. After starting the first rock, the absolute chaos was unleashed upon us. We had enemies coming from all directions, not to mention the gargoyle in the sky that almost cost us the drill.
Oh my gosh. Gotta save this thing. Come on. Oh, that was really scary. That was almost too close, dude.
And after that, we tried to keep a very close eye on it to make sure it wasn't destroyed. This first one was probably the scariest for me because I felt like I kept on getting backed up into this gate. But after backing up and keeping an eye on the drill at the same time, we finally finished this one and we're on to the second one. The next challenge we got here was super simple to complete, but as we were scanning this rock in the second area, it got even crazier. The only thing that protected us here was the trophy system we had down from the scorpions, because if we didn't have it, I think they would have killed us immediately. For the most part, we just held the same position as we did for the previous rock, but as we were finishing up the last few moments, we got backed up all the way to the previous area and had to make a run for it. Whew.
Goodness, dude.
After finishing the second one, we started the next one and got blessed with a pretty easy challenge for once.
3 marked aliens. 1, 2, 3. Nice.
Things were actually moving incredibly smoothly. Now, don't get me wrong, there were still some close calls due to the gargoyle in the sky, but if you stay behind this area, you're pretty much safe and have a good angle to watch the drill. Also, not to mention, the Venom X grenades here were extremely helpful. Although this obelisk had more enemies and should have been the hardest one, it actually wasn't too bad. Just as we finished this hive, we were moving on to the boss fight. But something needed to happen first.
Oh my gosh. Dude, I've got to pee so bad. Surely I've got time to pee, right? Surely.
A few moments later.
It's like the scariest thought in the world, bro.
After completing our side quest, we were preparing for the final boss round, which is similar to the gas valves from Mayday. But instead of protecting the gas valves, we have to protect these little computer doohickeys until the energy levels get high enough to charge the Cortex. Once the Cortex is charged, you have to interact with it and then run away. You have to repeat the process quite a few times as you dodge random lightning bolts from the ancestors and increasingly stronger waves of cryptids. Oh yeah, and if one of the terminals happen to go down, you're stuck there until it's repaired.
This is the hardest part because you got to freaking turn the terminals back on, bro.
Energy levels maxed out. Hit the cortex.
With every enemy in the game, this part felt more stressful than a day of dodgeball in middle school PE.
Now you're all in big trouble.
This part was actually pure chaos for us, and the only thing that really kept us going was running around in random directions and throwing flares when we had to fix the computers. Once we finished the last wave of enemies though, the Cortex was finally charged enough to pick up. With David Archer injured, he needed some help getting back outside, but we were going to leave him today.
Oh my gosh, bro. I already did it. I did it. I can't. Sorry, man. I'm sorry.
We came here for one thing and one thing only. That was the Cortex. And now we had to get out fast. Running all the way back to the starting area, we were trying to get the heck out of this place in under 5 minutes. If the timer wasn't stressful enough, once you reach each gate, it's blocked by an energy wall. Thankfully, the Cortex can destroy it, but it would need to charge first, which is actually insane to me because I thought we already did that. Thankfully, the Cortex actually charges pretty fast as you take down the cryptids in the process, but it's still incredibly stressful. The first area we cleared pretty quickly, and the second one was just as smooth too, besides a rhino scare at the end.
Holy freaking moly.
I'm not gonna lie, I was stressed to the max on this point because we were so close to the final area. As we were nearing the starting room, we had one last barrier to get through and freedom would finally be ours. But my goodness gracious, there were so many enemies and I was running around in a complete panic trying to stay alive. And then a rhino appeared. But we couldn't let it stop us now. We kept taking down cryptids as the cortex slowly built up enough energy to get us out of here.
This is it. Come on, baby. Activate that thing. Oh my gosh, let's go. Come on. Come on, baby. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Let's freaking go, baby! Come on, baby! Come on! Let's go! Yes, sir!
With 4 maps down on our journey, we had one more remaining. Exodus, which is probably the best map name I've ever heard, especially if you read your Bible. You may not know that the word Exodus means a massive departure of people, which is exactly what this mission is all about. The entire world has been taken over by the cryptid species and their leaders called the Ancestors. At a launch facility in California, we only had 2 objectives: deploy the Cortex and leave. But it wasn't that simple. Our first objective was to restore power to the entire facility with 6 generators. But that's not all. We also had an insane boss fight at the end, and we chose a new relic, Mortal, which means no class selection, which also means we don't get a damage bonus and we can't reload faster. And I'm not gonna lie, it hurt us a lot. No! Yeah, this map was literally a nightmare. When you start this map, it's completely different than the other 4. You actually get to choose what direction you go, and we decided to go this way first because of a guess and not at all because I looked up the easiest way to go. The first area is just a 2-minute skill challenge before you get to the initial generators. As usual, this part's pretty smooth and we picked up some grenade schematics on the way. These disruptor grenades are absolutely crucial in this map because they really protect you against the Ancestor. But we'll get to that later. One of our main concerns on this map was getting the K7 at the first generator because it's the fastest reload speed and probably the best weapon to use going solo. Most of our attempts on this map didn't go very well if I'm being honest. Usually we would die at the first generator.
We just got screwed. Literally screwed, bro.
Yeah, I'm not joking. Once we finally had a run going well and cleared the first generator, we moved to the second, and honestly, it gets pretty dicey right here. You've got enemies above you, below you, and on the same level. The scorpions on this map make it feel so much harder than any other, not to mention when the Phantom spawns in halfway through. Once we finish the second generator though, Godfather reveals that we can take out the cryptid species for good.
Archer was working on an experimental weapon system. It's like a psychic dirty bomb. Sends out a pulse that can melt the brain of every cryptid within a 3-mile radius.
But before moving to the next set of generators, you get a 2-minute survival area with a skill challenge attached to it. Honestly, these aren't too bad besides making sure you complete the skill challenge. After that, we really just hid in the corner the whole time. I may be a coward, but our upgrades were looking promising. As we moved ahead to the second set of generators, these are arguably the hardest to complete. The third generator really wasn't the problem. We had a Tesla trap to use and plenty of room to run around if we needed to. It was really the fourth generator that was difficult for multiple reasons. First, the enemies come from above you, below the garage, and you also get to meet the Ancestor here. This guy ruined multiple attempts that I'm still angry about. He can take your health down with the Dragon Ball Z move, or straight up hold you in the air with the Force if you're too close. Thankfully, we had the Disruptor weapon here, which helped out a lot, but I'm not joking, the Ancestors are probably the most annoying enemy to fight in this game, because there's like no way to dodge their attacks. After scraping past by the skin of our teeth, we were finally moving into the last 2 generators. But first, we needed to clear another 2-minute survival area, and the skill challenge here isn't too bad, but it did get pretty dicey towards the end.
Give me 1. All I need is 1. Not that one, bro.
As we cleared this area, I was feeling pretty confident for once. We had 2 self-revives going into the last 2 generators, which are probably the easiest generators in the entire map for one reason. the Tesla traps. The Tesla traps are super overpowered here and defend you against every enemy except the Ancestor. So as soon as we loaded up the 5th generator, we just popped on the Tesla traps and waited. But once we got to the 6th and final generator, this is where another Ancestor appears. We turned on our traps and waited with our disruptor weapon, hoping to take him out quickly. We also had some super sweet grenades here that were helpful anytime he pulled up his little shield. After a few dips and dodges later, we finally took down the Ancestor and we're closing in on the 6th and final generator.
Keep working, keep working, keep working.
With all the generators activated, all we needed to do was go back to the base, charge the Cortex, and activate it. But there was one final challenge area we had to make it through. And I know most of these have been pretty easy so far, but I kid you not, this one was so hard it put multiple attempts for us to rest. There are rhinos, phantoms, gargoyles, and all sorts of enemies trying their best to keep you from getting back to the base safely. Not to mention when you're trying to accomplish the skill challenge here, it's almost not even worth trying. The only reason I think I even survived this one was because of a flare I found earlier to keep most of the cryptids away from us. But if you guys are trying to attempt this by yourselves, I wouldn't even bother with a skill challenge here, because we weren't even sure if we would complete it as the final few seconds dwindled.
Oh my gosh, we did it. I can't believe it. I can't believe we did that. Okay, longer opportunity time for the, yeah. I think that's the move for show, for show, for show. Whew. We've got a chance to do this here. We've got a chance to do this here, guys.
As we entered the final area of the mission, we had one plan and one plan only. Survive. This next area would have an absolute endless wave of every cryptid we'd seen from the entire series of this game. Not to mention, 3 ancestors from each side of the base would be closing in on our position at the exact same time. But as we were grabbing some sticky flares, we noticed that Samantha Cross, who we thought was dead, was right in front of us with some terrible news.
I won't sugarcoat it. I'm getting on that rocket. You're not.
That's kind of rude.
You need to stay here and defend the Cortex until the weapon is fully charged.
I think that's a terrible idea.
I'm sorry it came down to this. I wish
No, you're
there was
not.
another way, but
You
no
don't
one
care.
else would stand a chance against the Ancestors.
You literally do
Glad
not
to
care.
see we
Don't lie to
finally
me.
picked a side. I'll get that gate open.
Don't bother.
What the heck, bro?
You didn't just save my life. You changed the fate of the human species. We won't forget that.
You better not. That's all I got to say. If I'm going down in a blaze of glory, so be it.
The ancestors
So not only is Samantha Cross alive, she's also leaving us. But just like she said, there's no one better for this job than us. We were finally ready to save the world. Wait. Okay, I guess destroy the world, but also save the world at the same time? I don't know. We had 3 self-revives to work with, we had some sticky flares, disruptor grenades, and the disruptor weapon. I mean, what could go wrong? Once we got started, there was only one word to describe it.
Holy moly, this is chaos.
Thankfully, I know a guy who brings chaos into order.
Heh. See what I did there?
We turned on every trap in the base and started running in circles waiting for the Ancestor to appear. And once he arrived, we tried to take him out very quickly, then a rhino showed up, and he made things really scary.
Nope, no, 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 no. Not dying like that, bro. I'm not.
For the most part, we kept running this exact route around the entire base, hoping to stay alive, which worked for actually the first 5 minutes. Then a second Ancestor appeared, and this happened.
No.
If this down wouldn't have hurt you guys' confidence, you won't believe what happened after that.
One ancestor down. But there's still 2 more. Ancestor outside the left gate.
There's no way we just went down twice, bro.
Yeah, we went down twice in 30 seconds. With a single self-revive remaining, we had to act a lot smarter as the Cortex powered up. And it still had a long way to go. We threw down another sticky flare, hoping to the heavens we didn't go down again. We started up another game of Ring Around the Rosies with all the cryptids and slowly took some shots of the Ancestors as we passed by. We got a pretty good system down, but we were only halfway to the goal of this mission.
Okay, we got one down.
Final launch window determined. Holding on your go.
Oh my word.
And just when we took care of the second ancestor, another one drops in with more chaos to unleash. Gargoyles and dive bombers are all coming after us as well. I'm not gonna lie, the only thing that kept us safe was running around in circles and praying we didn't get taken out in the process. Without the disruptor weapon here, I think we would have died immediately. We kept the same routine, and it felt like we were doing this forever.
All 3 ancestors are down. Clean up the stragglers.
Holy moly, dude. We're about to do this thing. We are about to save the world. Well, I guess, kind of.
You see, I was prepared for more enemies, but what I wasn't prepared for is 2 more ancestors to appear and close in on our position. And I cannot tell you how chaotic this experience was, running for our freaking lives, hoping we didn't go down. We got backed up into a corner and had nowhere to go but upstairs. Things were looking extremely grim, and then Godfather came over the comms channel.
Take the cortex.
Oh my gosh, please.
Oh my gosh, let's go, baby! Let's go! Come on, baby! Come on, baby! Oh my gosh! I can't believe it! Mass exodus! We may not have gotten to save the world, but I know a guy who already did that. And I hope you guys get to meet him. Until then, I'll see you guys on the next gaming adventure.